All right, everybody's been kind of wondering what's been going on with this thing. And I told you guys I would tell you. I'm having a running issue. I can't get it to stay running. It's got new everything on it. I think it's just wore out. I'm not sure. It may need a new mass airflow. At this point, I'm not sure because I just bought that one. I bought it used, of course, but it's new. The axle is stripped in the diff here. So the axle goes into the diff and that is stripped out along with the axle itself. So I've got to figure out what I'm going to do there. Obviously, I'm just going to have to get another diff, re-weld it, and get another axle. And it should be okay, but I wanted to try something just for a YouTube video. I was wanting to put like JB Weld all over the axle and on the inside and shove it in there and let it dry for a couple days and then see if that does anything. Because I think that would just be like a cool project thing. Just a fun YouTube video. Other than that, everything's been quite normal. I got a go-kart, as you can see. I don't know why I pointed the camera that way. Got a go-kart. My green screen is not in the shop no more. It's inside my room, like my actual streaming room thing. One of my batteries went dead. So I'm down to like 3 batteries now. Started on the drift track, as you can see here in the background. I cut it up pretty good. So I guess it's gonna kind of look like this. Ooh. Gotta get it to like stand upright. So yeah, you can kind of tell what it's gonna look like. I gotta push the handlebars down, loosen them up, move them down a little bit so I can reach them, and then we're gonna build the frame from there and take all this stuff off, and then the pegs will come out like here-ish. This will be like my first. I'm not a welder, but I do have this little bitty welder on top of my toolbox here. And yeah, I'm just gonna give it a shot, try and weld some stuff up for it. So maybe it'll work. Can of white paint to paint the hood of my truck over there to get it back white. But as of right now, I got a car show coming up that I'm going to. It's a Cars and Coffee in Cullman. So I'm gonna move my truck over here and move my car over there and wash it. I wish I could drive this. Oh, an update on this, because I haven't never told you anything about it. I've decided to lift it. Been doing a lot of research. Gonna put a motor in it because there's a hole in the block, and I'm gonna do like a hood exit and just all kinds of stuff. It's gonna be super rad, really cool stuff. And like, of course, it'll be lifted. It'll have different wheels. It's gonna have. I'm gonna put some like some Steelies on it from Summit Racing. They're nothing special, but it's an off-road wheel, so it'll give it an off-road look. I'm gonna do a rack with some lights on it. I'm gonna do some lights on the front with the front mount intercooler, like a huge, not a huge one, but like, you know what I mean, like a big fat intercooler on the front will look good. And so that is the plans of that. As soon as I get that thing figured out and where I can move it in and out or whatever, it'll be out, this will be in, and I'll start tearing it down here and doing the lift on it. After the lift is done, we will do the motor swap, because motor swap is going to cost around $1,000 to get everything done. $700 for the motor, and then an extra like $300 or $400 for the turbo kit and intercooler piping and all that stuff. So I'm thinking around the $1,200 range to get everything, and here anyway. So then we can swap it and do all that cool stuff. I'm no fabricator or anything like that, so I'm going to let somebody else do the hood exit and all that. But it is going to look, I'm going to keep the color of the car, but it is going to look really cool, especially with that color and everything. Don't know if I'm going to put the bumper back on it because I like the look of the front intercooler sticking out without a bumper or hugging it or whatever. So I may just leave the bumper off. Got her all cleaned up. Looks pretty snazzy. About as good as it's gonna get anyway. There's a funny story I'm gonna tell y'all real quick. Don't ever use the car washes that pull you through the car wash with other cars in there too. I went through one of those car washes. I knew I shouldn't, but I always go through Zippies with like every car I have. Never really had an issue. Well, I was in there paying for my car wash,
And it used to be Zippy's. It's not Zippy's no more. I can't remember the actual name of it now. But anyway, I've used it since it was Zippy's for every car, like I said. Well, I'd paid for it, and the gate lifted up, and I was going through, and the guy stayed on his brakes, and the wheel like lifted his car up. And I was like, man, what I got to be behind this guy? He's gonna slam on his brakes in the middle, just as I thought. We're going through the car wash, right? And I can't see nothing, obviously, because there's soap all over the car and all over the windshield and stuff. Well, I felt a bump, like I hit something. So I hit my windshield wipers, and there's a car. That car that was in front of me was on his brakes in the middle of the car wash. So I'm just bumping into him. Like the car wash is pushing me through. Like our cars are in neutral and it's pushing us through and it's trying to push me into that car. I was like, what the crap? And he just stayed on his brakes, and then all of a sudden the other car behind me hit me. So I'm stuck in the middle like a sandwich, just getting rammed back and forth. And I was like, dude, like what the crap? And I was like yelling out the window. I rolled my window down, there's soap going everywhere, just splashing on my car. And I was like, dude, move the beep out of the way. I was pissed, just yelling out my window. Finally, dude lets off his brakes and puts in drive and drives on out the car wash. So I let the system do its thing, and I get all the way out the car wash, and I pull out of the car wash and jump out of the car to get his tag number or whatever. And dude sees me, and he just drives through like under the gate. It barely lifted up. He drove under the gate. It was like left, gone. And I was like, oh my gosh. Luckily it didn't hurt my car too bad. I did want to do like a police report, but I didn't want to, like, they didn't know what to do because this is never, they said it's happened before, but not to the extent it happened to me. The lady didn't want to do nothing that hit me because it didn't hurt her car, and it didn't hurt the back of my car, so I didn't see a point in doing anything there. But they did get the guy on camera, but they didn't get his tag number because I was behind him and the camera pointing at it didn't get his camera. And I was like, that's crappy. But did scratch the front of my car here. Scratched it right there on the bumper. I don't know if you can see it well, but yeah, that's all the damage it done. And which this car is 2008 model. It's not perfect. It's got scratches all over it, but still, you know, it makes me mad that happened to me. Nothing happened to the back. She was driving a Jeep Renegade, and it like bumped it pretty good. But yeah, that was my car wash story. Don't ever go through a drive-through car wash. I probably won't go back. I went back to get my car wash because I paid for it and it didn't do my car wash. There was suds all over my car because I drove out to go after the guy. But yeah, I probably won't do that again. back from the car show. That was fun. Shout out to everybody that came. That was pretty cool. I'm hoping Cullman will have a lot more stuff like that going on, and I can go to, and then I'll be able to like bring my Miata to it, as it'll be done soon, and then that thing right there, it'll be lifted. So I'm gonna want to take it to car shows. Again, shout out to everybody that came, and I had a good time. Peace.